Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Y'all know what time it is. Let's go.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I give you, boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make a wish in me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me. Babe, I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the
Yeah.
got a lot to leave. I be putting in long hours. I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours. I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Y'all put in that time, put in work. I'm a different breed. My work ethic marine. Mama mentality.
Yeah, we on time in the day. We on time in the day. What up, chat? We live. What up? What up? What up? Yo, it's Classic with the Classic Codes. We got a great live session today, man. We got a great live. Before we get into it, I need y'all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop comments, stay active in the chat as we go along so we can have a conversation because we got to crack these codes, man. Yes, Lord, I got a great live show for y'all, man. Let me hit you with the agenda real quick. Yes, sir, the thumbnail god is back. We got the sports commentary we're going to do today. We doing a reaction video talking about Travis Hunter playing both sides of the ball in the NFL. We definitely going to get into that. We got the question of the day. That's going to be a dope one, as y'all can see. Which men hate modern dating and which men are thriving, right? Because we are not all the same. So we're going to break that down. It's going to be a great conversation. And then we're getting off into the live reaction video. We got the code language conversation. And then, of course, we got the chat Q&A. So we got a lot to get through today, chat. So you know I ain't about wasting no time, man. Let me bring it back in. How y'all feel, man? I hope y'all feel as good as me, man. You know what it is. Same old B, still handsome. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Let's get in. Let's pull the first reaction. We're going to get into the reaction first, man. Let's get into the live reaction first. This woman is talking about the best types of relationships. So we're going to see what that is. This is going to be actually a TikTok reaction, y'all. Yes, Lord. Let's do it. Hold on. Yup. So I'll credit the content creator in the description, of course, so y'all can get to her channel and look at the rest of her content and see if y'all into her rhetoric. I haven't watched this in its entirety. I saw the first 5 to 10 seconds of it, and I felt like it was something that was going to be good for a reaction on today's live. So I'm going to listen to the rest and go full authentic with it. You know what I mean? Let's do it.
Relationships, the relationships that last the longest, is when the female is more dominant than the man. I know y'all gonna get in my comments and be like, what? But it's something about that woman being real dominant and mean that's gonna have that man acting right. Like, I have seen it too many times. Like, I can name so many relationships where it's like that. Like, the woman, she don't play no games. She real dominant. And a man is more like passive, baby, go along with her. Those are the best relationships. Like, I feel like when you real soft and you a lover girl, it's something about a man that's just gonna dog that. Like, he gonna take advantage. Like, it's just that dog in him. He gonna just take advantage of it. That's how I feel. I know y'all gonna get in the comments and be like, I think the best relationships, the relationships that last.
Hold on, chat.
The best relationships, the relationships that last the longest, is when the female is more dominant than the man. I know y'all gonna get in my comments and be like, what? But it's something about that woman being real dominant and mean that's gonna have that man acting right. Like I have seen it too.
Nah, I gotta fundamentally disagree. When she says the woman being mean, I have to disagree with that piece of it. Part of this I agree with, though. I'm gonna let her cook so I can see which part of it I agree with.
Too many times. Like I can name so many relationships where it's like that. Like the woman, she don't play no games. She real dominant. And the man is more like passive, yeah, baby, go along with her. Those are the best relationships. Like I feel like when you real soft and you a lover girl.
Okay, so that's the piece that I agree with right there is when when the woman is kind of like handling a lot of logistics and the man kind of gives her or not gives her, but what's the word I'm looking for? He delegates those tasks to her, right? So that piece I get with. So like my father, for example, very masculine man, very dominant man, but my father also is a very hands-off man when it comes to certain things. There's things that he care about in particular, and then there's things that aren't that serious to him. And so the things that aren't really on his list of shit that he really, really care about, my mom will come to him to give him the decision to make about whatever the options are. Like she may go to Home Depot and look at some flooring. They want to do something to the basement. She may go look at some floors and come home with some options that she like and come to him and be like, hey, these are some things that I like, which ones is you feeling? If he care, he'll pick one. If he like them all, he'll be like, they all cool with me. You choose. So that's him still being the authority, him still being the leader, but delegating that task and letting go of the reins to say, you got that. I ain't tripping. You got it. So in that case, if you a laid back man and you kind of just like me, for example, when I get a wife, I know the only room in the house or the only section in the house I'm going to care about when I'm sharing it with a wife is my man cave. When I get to that point where I'm sharing my house with a wife, the only section of the house I'm going to care about when sharing it with a wife is the man cave. She could pick the paint on the walls in the kitchen, the bath. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not a big home decor person. It's not that deep to me. Just the area I'm going to be in, that's all I need. Access. That don't say nothing about what pictures I hang up, colors I choose, none of that. You feel me? But other than that, she going to have free reign. Does that mean I'm still not the man of the house? Does that mean I'm still not dominant because I've said, I've relinquished my my veto ability and said, here, you got it? Does that mean, you see what I'm saying? So I don't agree with her when she says a woman that's dominant and mean, but a woman that's good at handling logistics, a woman who could be a wife and take on a part of that secretary role too. She good at handling business. You feel me? There's nothing wrong with a dude that's laid back getting with a woman like that because they're going to complement each other. It's a yin and yang type thing. But when she say be mean, I got to disagree with that.
It's something about a man that's just gonna dog that. Like he gonna take advantage. Like it's just that dog in him. He gonna just take advantage of it. That's how I feel. I know y'all gonna get in the car. Man that's just gonna yeah, baby, go along with her. Those are the best relationships. Like I feel like when you real soft and you a lover girl, it's something about a man that's just gonna dog that. Like he gonna take advantage. Like it's just that dog in him. He gonna just take advantage of it. That's how I feel. I know y'all gonna get in the comments and be like, no.
She not wrong. There's a certain type of man that would take advantage of a woman that's fully submissive and operating in her femininity. And he may, use her kindness and her gentle nature, and treat it as a weakness and step on her when he's supposed to be protecting her. It's possible. And that's why the vetting process is so important. That's why, fathers being able to teach their daughters what things to look for and what things to value in and about a man, is so important. These things are important, and those couple missteps can have women out here making bad decisions with men for a period of time in life, and then becoming more wise about their decision making through trial and error. You know, which when it comes to dating, you do want to try to avoid having too much trial and error. You feel me? So let me see the rest of what she's talking about.
Oh, it's not like that. You know, we want somebody feminine. No, y'all don't. No, y'all don't. I just no, y'all don't. Y'all don't. I'm telling you, the best, the ones that has lasted, I'm talking about 10 plus years relationships, has been that woman who don't play no games. And I'm not saying, you know, you should just be mean to your man or whatever like that. But I'm just saying what I have seen work. That's it. That's all. I think.
Nah, I don't know where she from. I don't know why she saw that work. You know, simps are everywhere. Simps need love too. There is a certain breed of women. 333 in the chat. What up? What up? What up? Yep. So yeah, there are certain types of women that move a certain way, operate a certain way, and they're gonna need a particular type of man in order to have a sustainable long-term relationship. Because a man with a certain level of self-respect, a man that has a certain level of dominance and operating in his nature and is willing to set and hold his boundaries, women who try to be overly assertive, overly aggressive, at some point he's going to let her know he's the man here. And if he has to try too hard to establish that, he'll probably end up moving around. And that's why I say, if she wants to have sustainability and she operating with that energy, she gonna have to be with a certain type of man, for sure. So like, for example, like a man like me, a woman that's overly assertive, if she thinks everything is if she thinks that everything is a collaboration conversation, and everything is a 50-50 decision, longevity is in jeopardy for sure. Because the things I really care about, I'm not negotiating. Somebody got to be the head. That partnership thing, you know, where her voice is just as heavy as yours, I haven't seen that work. So I'm on the contrary from her. But I'm going to drop her information in the description. Y'all go check out the rest of her content. I think I accidentally scrolled to some of her other stuff. So I'm going to go check that out too. She looked like she has some little fly, little cute stuff on. So we'll see what that's hitting for too. But yeah, man, dope topic though. And I appreciate her sharing her POV. I haven't heard anybody come from that angle where they're saying that they've actually experienced nothing but that, or not nothing but that, but experienced in multiple instances that type of setup working, you know, for the long term. So that's a unique perspective, and just let you know it's some of everything going on out here. It's just some things that are more prevalent than others. That's all. But yeah, let's move on from the reaction video today. Yes, Lord. 333, if y'all with me in the chat. Oh, we got a comment. JD said, I see that when you give it some perspective, she was very vague. Yeah. She was vague. You had to, you know, add some things around the main dish. You know, she gave us an umbrella. She gave us an umbrella to get underneath. So it was a good conversation for sure. What we moving into next, y'all? What we moving into next? Let's do the question of the day. So the question of the day: which men hate modern dating and which men are thriving? Which men hate modern dating and which men are thriving? What y'all think, chat? What do y'all think? I'm gonna say this. I would say, if we're going to make it into subsets of men, right? These types of men over here, these types of men over here. I'm going to break it into different subsets. So I'll say this. Intentional men who are at the point in their lives and at the point in their journeys, no matter their age, if they're at the point in their journey where they're intentional about dealing with women and they truly are out here hunting and seeking for the one, the wife, whatever the case may be, right? They're intentional. They're not trying to, they're looking for the last first date. Every time they say, you know, they ask a woman out, they doing it because they saw something in her to where they're hoping that this goes well and this could be my last first date. Men who are on that type of timing, right? Those men who are on that type of timing, they hate modern dating for sure. They hate modern dating for sure. Cortez, what's going on, brother? 333. What's happening, man? 333 in the chat if you with me. So we on the question of the day portion of the live, bro. And we talking about which men hate modern dating and which men are thriving. So I was gonna break it into subsets of men, right? Y'all let me know if y'all free to come up too. I'll bring y'all up on the live stream. I'll drop the link. But look, so the men, I was gonna say the first group, the men that hate modern dating are the men that are intentional, men that are still single. They have their things in order and they feel like the missing piece to their puzzle is that wife piece. Those men hate modern dating. They do. Now, which men are thriving? Men who have some resources. They have their affairs in order. They're living a bachelor lifestyle and they aren't necessarily looking for anything serious. They understand the climate out here. They understand that it's a serious, you know, filtering system to try to get to that wifey. And so instead of seeking it actively, they're going to play the field, see what the field has to offer. And if they run into something special, they open to it. Those men thriving, right? Because their intentions are different. So they don't see the current landscape the way you see it, right? So it's all perspective based, right? And it's situation based, right? And it's desire based. So which men, what y'all think, chat? So we got a comment. JD said simps hate modern dating because it's a free for all. Simps with intention. Well, you said that like men with intention are automatically simps. Now, I'm not saying that's what you meant, but that's kind of what I took from it. You said simps hate modern dating because it's a free for all. Simps with intention. What about the men who aren't simps with intention? Wouldn't they still hate modern dating? Wouldn't they still hate being expected to overspend on first dates just to find out whether they do or don't have chemistry or do or don't like this person? Wouldn't they, you know, still hate, you know, going to the average chick they meet, they go to the Instagram and she's taking a picture with her back turned to the camera and 80% of her photos, she taking pictures ass first. Like some people, you know, a person with intentions, whether they're a simp or a full-blown alpha, you know, they probably have a certain outlook on modern dating and what the landscape of the field looks like. You feel me? But the men who are cool with playing the field, the men who are cool with running up the numbers and they not super serious about sitting down right now, they cool. Like if they run into wifey, it's like, oh, okay, well, you know. But if they don't and they just out here, you know, just taking fine shit out here and there and linking up with fine shit here and there, you know, fine is relative to who they are, right? And their taste. And that's how they moving. Shit, they thriving. That's my answer, chat. What y'all think, man? Let me know. That's what I think. And then let's do it. Let's look at it from this way. Men who make middle class money versus men who make upper class money. Which one of them hates modern dating? Which one of them are thriving? I would literally say, does the money matter? Does the money matter? I don't know if it matters, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I'm not sure if the money matters these days. Because I think it's really about your intention. So if you middle class and you not serious, you want to date around and play in the field, you on all the dating apps, you swiping left and swiping right, and you trying to see what's to it. You in your whole phase, right? You running around, right? If that's what you on, this climate is like, it's wide open for you, whether you got bread or not. I feel it's just a matter of like how particular you are on what you want the women to look like, as far as like on a scale of 1 to 10 physically. Because I know some dudes where it's like if they just trying to run through the streets and I know some dudes who went through phases where they wasn't caring what nothing looked like. It was just like if the body is cool, like everything else was acceptable. They just trying to crack right quick. I had a homie that once told me, at this point, right now in this phase I'm in, I'm only worried about what it looked like from the back. I said, that's sus. We had a nice little argument about that. I said, that's sus. I care about the rest, folks. I care about the whole picture, folks. Because what we talking about at that point? You know what I'm saying? No, Sirski. We got a comment. He said, I feel like modern women want to see a man who has other women after him. Okay. Now, why you on the women? We talking about us right now, Cortez. I respect that, though. I think in general, women are attracted to men that other women are attracted to. Hence the fact that they say, what is it? Women in general find 80% of men unattractive. So that's why you got so many multi-time offender baby daddies. You know, they don't got one baby mama. They got 4. They got 3. You know what I'm saying? They got 6. They got, they're running it up because they got their pick of the litter. If you one of the ones that are attractive to women with the current climate, and that's why the question of the day is what it is, which men hate dating and which men are thriving. Because if you one of the ones that are who has their pick of the litter, right? So if you're a man that's in that 20% of generally attractive men, you got a decision to make. What type of man do you want to be? Do you want to run through the streets? He said that's not true about the 80-20 stuff. Shout out to Jack. New to the chat. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you tapping in with me. Welcome to the codes. You're more than welcome. Thank you for participating. He said that's not true about the 80-20 stuff. Most people are married. Now, when you say most, you just mean more than 50%, correct? Because I believe that to be true if you're not considering ethnicity. I think most people are married. And then you'd have to narrow it down to an age bracket too, Jack. But what you're saying is not untrue about a populace of people. You're definitely on point. Cortez said, it's about us. If we can't attract women, we shouldn't expect them to want us. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I don't think men operate in delusion because we're not allowed to. We don't really have that luxury. Jack said, yeah, most people are married to it can't be 80-20. Well, that's not true either, Jack, because you could be married to somebody that you're not necessarily attracted to. So it definitely could still be 80-20. But if I think that metric is hold on, chat. We got a connection issue. Hold on. All right, chat. We back. Y'all got me? My bad, y'all. Y'all got me, chat? All right, I forgot where we were. All right, y'all going crazy in the chat. Let me catch up, y'all. Yeah. Oh, no, I remember what I was saying. I was talking to Jack. I was saying, Jack, I think that 80-20 thing is talking about the market of single people, though. I don't think that's applicable to the populace of people that are married. But it also doesn't mean people are married to people that they're physically attracted to either, though. It's all something to talk about. I appreciate that perspective, though. We'd have to mine that out a little more. JD said serial monogamous brothers are thriving because it's just like they are okay with being hurt and being alone for a period and doing it all over again. What's a serial monogamous brother? What's a serial monogamous brother? You got to define that for me, JD. Jack said how women choose an online dating context is not indicative of their real life preferences. Now that I agree with 100%. I'm on board with that 100%. I think we could have turned some of your other comments, Jack, we could have turned those into like some debate topics, and maybe we will. But this one, This an echo chamber moment. I agree with you 1,000%. Women do not choose the same online or in their podcast rhetoric or on their panels as they do in real life. That's a fact. That is a cold-blooded fact. This shit about short dudes and this shit about money and all of that, man, women date who they have a draw to. And a lot of it for them is physical attraction. And they not necessarily tripping about height as long as you're not hyper short, right? You're not 5'4", 5'5". That's when it start being trouble for you. But if you 5'8", bro, 5'7.5", and you wear the right shoes, bro, and your physique is in order, you gonna win, G. Put that shit on. Make sure you smell good. You gonna win. Them chicks ain't tripping about that shit in real life. They only tripping about that shit on Pop the Balloon. Cause women want more than women care more about what shit look and sound like than they do about the reality of things. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. What's going on? We coming back live this evening with y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. What's good? 333. Jack said women might not find a man attractive initially, but attraction might grow over time. That's facts. It can. They could lose it too. Jack said men and women really are more alike than they are different, in my opinion. Yeah, I think if we had to do the bubble chart, you saying it would be more stuff in the middle than on each side? I don't know about that. It's close. It's close. It's a tight race. Question of the day is what we on, chat. I appreciate y'all participation. Question of the day is what we on. Which men hate modern dating and which men are thriving? What types of men? He said, absolutely. Yeah, it's close. It's going to be a tight race for sure on that one. But men and women do have a lot of similarities. But the differences, I think, are things that we have found to become pain points instead of understanding that they're natural. And I think the perspective on it is what kills a lot of relationships. Cortez said facts. Like the fact that women are super emotional, it don't bother me like that. But it bothers them that I'm stoic. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I'm understanding of female nature and I'm cool with the pros and the cons. Can't live with them, can't live without them, right? But for them, it's like, nah, I'm trying to mold you to be perfectly how I want you to be. And it's like, nah. And you see a lot of men, we just not going for that shit. And then you got women that got smart. They made some music about it. Can't change a man. Don't be a stupid girl. You know, the females be trying to give each other game, but it's more of them keeping each other single than it is helping each other out. Would y'all agree, chat? 333 if I'm telling the truth. Y'all let me know if I'm lying. JD says serial monogamists are people who date for a period, but they only date one person at a time. Example, 6 to 18 months. That sounds like a hoe. Because if you only dating 6 to 18 months, that means you catching 2 to 3 bodies every year to year and a half. So over a decade span, you might you could hit 20 to 30 chicks, man. Talking about serial monogamous. You done ran through the streets at that point. That math ain't mathing for me, y'all. Y'all do the math for me and let me know if I'm tweaking. He said serial monogamists are people who date for a period, but they only date one person at a time. Example, 6 to 18 months. Y'all do the math on that. Y'all let me know if over the span of 10 years, is that person a hoe? Particularly, let's say, yeah, period. Gender aside. Jack said, women are emotional because they aren't shamed when they are emotional. Men are shamed for showing emotion. It's not a natural thing. It's a learned thing. I'm gonna push back on you. Let's have a conversation, Jack. I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna say men are less outwardly emotional because we are chemically different. So we do feel less emotions than women. We are more logically based. So we do spend less time in our feelings. And we're natural problem solvers and fixers. And people who are tasked with solving the problems and fixing, they do have to kick out of the tears and the crying and the woe is me shit a little bit quicker than the person that gets to lay back and get saved, right? We're the ones with the capes on. So I'm going to have to push back on that a little bit, Jack. What y'all think, chat? He's saying it's not natural for women to be more emotional. It's just more of like a social construct. I disagree. Jack says, how many boys are told not to cry? They told not to cry because it's mandatory for them to toughen up. You're going to be a man soon. If you're teaching your boy to cry, well, y'all know who Saucy Santana is, right? How many boys are taught not to cry? All of them should be. Stop crying. Get your ass up. When your daughter fall over, you should be, baby, are you okay? Come here. Let me look at it. Let me kiss your boo-boo. We're going to get you some ice cream. When your son fall, you all right. Because guess what? When he grow up to be a man and the house set on fire, he can't panic with his wife. He can't panic with his wife. He got to be ready to die about it. And it's only one way to make a soldier. And it ain't from buying them lollipops. Jack said most people are serial monogamous. Yeah, I don't like that definition. That serial monogamous thing sounds like a real classy term for running the streets. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast says men who have no trouble speaking to women, socially intelligent, half decent looking, are enjoying the modern dating market. That's if they so choose, right? So let's take this whole definition. Correct me if I'm wrong. Follow me. Let's take the whole definition you just laid out and say that that man has intentions and he wants to find his wife. Does he still find this dating market to be dope? I respect what you're saying if you're an articulate, good-looking fella who want to play around. But if you looking for wifey, are these streets good to you? Answer that, bro. JD, he said most people are not because they intentionally know they expect to cheat now. They expect to cheat now. They are polygamous. Most people are not, because, bro, your lack of punctuation be killing me. Y'all, he be having me sounding illiterate, bro. Look at correct me if I'm wrong and how he used all them commas and how I was able to read that. This shit, this one big sentence shit, you killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Most people are not because they intentionally know they expect to cheat. Now they are polygamous. People are operating in polygamy and they don't know it. Or they're just not calling it that. Jack said, I'm an attorney. Women are just as capable of being logical as men. I've worked with many women that are as logical or more logical than men I work with. Well, what are the circumstances in which the woman is logical and the man is emotional? Is she in the middle of taking all his shit? Talk to me, Jack. Talk to me. And I appreciate us having some illegal representation on the pod. Welcome to the codes. Yes, sir. Being an attorney, I'd say that you deal with the most illogical men the majority of the time. Hence, they need you. Yeah, that's my point. Yes. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. Said he's fucked. Who's fucked, bro? Jack said, if you're a good man and are looking for a good woman, you aren't going to date. That's going to be looking in different places. Yeah. He said, like church, libraries, community centers, etc. Yeah. You used to be able to find you a decent one at the gym. I'm not gonna lie. You used to be able to find a wholesome woman at the gym, but now they all gym babes and gym baddies and tripods out. You know what's going on, fellas. Y'all know what's going on. All right, y'all. We about to shift gears though. We finna get off the question of the day, man. That's good talk, fellas. Good talk. I appreciate it. Any ladies in the chat, 333. All the fellas in the chat, 333. Y'all know what's going on. So let's see. We already knocked out the question of the day. We did the reaction video. Let's shift over into the sports, man. We got to talk Travis Hunter real quick.
There you go. Talk to him. Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
Yo, it's classic with the classic code sports. We switching over, shifting gears. We're gonna do a reaction video coming from Paul George podcast, right? And he's talking about Travis Hunter. He's got a guest on his podcast, and he's talking about Travis Hunter and whether or not it's possible for him to realistically play two ways in the NFL. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, chat, while I get this pulled up. Let's see. PG podcast. P is the name of the podcast, and I'll put everything I use. I'll throw in the description of the live afterwards, so y'all can tap in with these podcasts that I do the reactions to, and show them they proper love, man. For sure. Let me see. All right, here we go, y'all. It's a Ryan Clark video where he talking about
the game from the wing.
He's saying it's like, impossible for Trav to play two ways in the NFL. So yeah, we'll see. I don't believe it's impossible. I just think that when people haven't seen things done, it makes them uncomfortable. You know, electricity was, a wild ass idea till somebody made it happen. Let's roll, y'all.
With Travis Hunter, shout out Travis Hunter just getting drafted. Him playing
Duval.
Yeah. with him playing both sides of the ball, and I brought up, because you guys originally y'all start off Pop Warner and Little League playing both ends, right? Why is that so crazy for people to grasp that he can do that at a professional level when y'all start playing at that level at an early age?
It goes back to just being great at one thing. Like you want to be a Hall of Famer someday. Like you want to be great or you want to be good, very good. So, Travis he's elite. He's one of those guys that come around once in a lifetime. Some guys can manage that transition, some guys can't. When you look at the Champ Baileys, the likes of the Deion Sanders, like we don't talk about guys like that often.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, they talk about Travis like it hasn't been done, right? They talk about Travis like Cordell Stewart didn't exist. They talk about Travis like Deion Sanders didn't exist. They talk about Travis like Bo Jackson didn't exist. They talk about Travis like, you get what I'm saying? They talk about Travis like people who are unsung people, Tim Tebow switching positions, people who come to the NFL from being college quarterbacks and switch to receivers, Hines Ward. They don't talk about these people who are hybrids and they're just athletes. You got to let an athlete be an athlete. Here's the thing about it though, right? Travis is playing 100% injury sport. So if they saying he shouldn't play two ways because he'll get hurt, he's going to get hurt anyway. Football is 100% injury sport. But let's let the pros talk. Let's go.
Because they just can't do it. You got some guys that can go do it well, but to excel on both ends, and Travis, they're all unicorns, right? And then not only that, you have to have that skill set, but you also have to be that well conditioned. I can't go play 70 plays on offense and then give you 70 on defense or 50 on defense. Ain't no way. Most guys are going to tap out around 70, right? And then it's also position-based too. I play running back. I ain't going to go on the other side and play linebacker. In high school, you could do it, right, if they need you. But my high school, we were good enough. They didn't necessarily need me. So I got time on task more so at my position that I excelled at. But I think the positions that you have a little less contact, at corner, you ain't really got to hit nobody.
Right.
And at receiver, you ain't really going to get hit nowadays, especially.
Yeah.
So I think
he makes a great point. He plays low impact positions. We got a comment. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast says, to be fair, those players were half on one side of the ball on average of the other. Right. And average on the other. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. I'll say this, though. As far as people saying it can't be done, it's far-fetched to me that they saying that. And then on top of that, we're in a time now where, in the middle of the game or in the middle of a series, asking for a blow real quick is not frowned upon. The football we came up watching, and us, we still gonna watch football, right? But as shorties, when we was watching football, it was rare for you to see the starting running back come out the game for some water. He can't come out because his shoe came off, come out because he, hurt a little bit, banged up. It was rare for you to see a star come out the game for some water. They was on the field every play. You know what I'm saying? So Travis Hunter, if he playing certain packages, I don't know what's going on with the camera today, y'all, but if he playing certain packages on defense and certain packages on offense, and he getting rest in the meantime, in between time, I don't see it being a problem, y'all. Let's let the pros see. I
think Travis is going to
let the pros cook. What you say? Correct me if I'm wrong. Say a Hall of Fame. You talking about Trav? I could see it. Why not? He like that, bro. He's just gonna have to put on a little bit more muscle. I know he's strong because I seen his workouts and stuff, but it's not about just strength though. I think he need to put on a bit more muscle just to shore up safety, protection for the joints and the ligaments and the tendons, just a little extra layer of protection. I think he should put on about 10 and just chill. Because you got guys like Deshaun Jackson played their whole career skinny. So he don't got to get too big, but I definitely think a little extra protection on him will do him good because he's going to be on defense. And every now and again, he is going to have to drop his shoulder. That's just the reality of it. And every time you do it, it can't take you out for weeks.
Going to do well down there in Jacksonville. But again, I think it's position specific that will determine if you're able to kind of make that change.
Pete, who are the unicorns of basketball? Because I'm older than you. The time I got into basketball was Bad Boys. It was the transition from the Bad Boys to the Chicago Bulls. That was the ball I knew, right? Like that if I had Jordan and I had Pippen, I could beat you with Purdue or Cartwright at the 5 because I just needed them to do a specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we met Dirk, who had the height of a 5.
Now leave it to Ryan Clark to try to make a basketball analogy, and everybody in the room play football. There's no need to go there. There's no need, Ryan. You play football. Fred play football. We talking about football. Here he go with a Dirk Nowitzki and all. What is he talking about? And I'm not Ryan Clark. I'm not really on his side right now because I don't like how he attacked Robert Griffin III. But we're going to make a separate piece of content on that. Let's go.
But he played the game from the wing and could shoot the threes. Like those type of unicorns changed the game, but they had to prove they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when growing up, when I would watch basketball, if you were the tall kid, they just put you at the 5. They didn't care what the skill set was.
Mm-hmm.
And in some situations, you weren't going to gain the skill set because they weren't going to allow you to do it. You know what it is, man. If you were 7 foot and you trampled out and shot the 3, they're putting you on the bench.
Right.
Why are you out here?
Right.
And so I think that's a huge part of it, why we haven't seen it. And 2, we have not done a great job as football people of telling the world how special Travis Hunter is, how unique he is to have the ability to be considered to do it, right? Charles Woodson is my favorite football player of all time. You know, and I used to watch him at Michigan, and they'd put him in the game, bro, for like, 15 plays on offense, maybe 10 plays on offense. He'd return a punt. And you knew when he got in the game, he was getting the ball because they weren't going to waste him.
Yep.
Travis Hunter played the whole game on offense.
Yeah.
And then would switch and go play the entire game on defense. And I can't say that he's the best wide receiver I've ever seen in college because he's not.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say he's the best corner I've ever seen in college. He is beyond a shadow of a doubt the best to have ever done both simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. If y'all say y'all the coach, right? And
That's a hell of a compliment, though, to say that he's the best to have done both simultaneously. But I'll just say this: listen, man, if you are at the pro level, it's about what you bring to the team, and it's about the team having pieces, right? Y'all following me? So if you got a guy that's let's say your average number 1 receiver on the top teams that's gonna compete, Jacksonville not being one, but let's just say your average number 1 receiver overall rating is like 88 or something like that in the league. And then you got the top tier guys, the Chases and all of that, they in the 90s, right? But let's say your average number 1 receiver, just a regular guy, he like an 88 overall, right? Let's say Travis at receiver is like an 85. So he like a good ass 2. You know what I'm saying? And then let's say at corner, he like a 90. Bro, that's a good piece to have on your team. I'm not understanding. Like, what are they saying? Okay, if you can't be absolutely sensational at both, then you shouldn't do both. What if I can be better than good at one, borderline great at one, and super good at another? I'm helping my team. So I'm trying to figure out like what's the whole thing. And you know what this is? I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. This is a white people narrative. It's white people that brought this up. These niggas just talking about it because it's a popular talking point. Man, niggas ain't never had no athletic restrictions. Growing up, we play every sport. Listen, till this very day, not even tooting my own horn, I'm decent as hell at baseball, basketball, football, boxing. Like, we play all sports. And if you was an athletic person, you was a real athlete, you got decent at most of them. You know what I'm saying? You'll have one that you really, really naturally talented at. And then you'll have another one that's like your secondary that you know what I mean? And then the other one's just like, okay, if you just getting off the couch, you're not going to be able to fuck with me. You're going to have to be one of them, you're going to have to be nice. You know what I mean? So, like, we've been not having athletic restrictions on ourselves. So I don't understand, like, why they trying to do it now. It's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, Deion Sanders played in the Super Bowl and a World Series. Like, we've been, like, this shit ain't really that deep to me for real. But let's go.
In Jacksonville, and y'all coaching Travis, are y'all using him knowing he wants to play both ends of the ball? Are y'all saying, hey, you're going to be a DB, but I know you want to play both ends. We're going to use you sporadically offensively as well?
It's pretty much, I'll use a basketball term. It has to be load management.
Yeah.
on both sides.
Yeah.
You know, first down, they're a running team. We know they're going to run, try to get you a breather. Third down, 3rd and 8, they pass, hey, go jump in the slot.
Yeah.
And I think offensively the same way. He'll have a package. We go 4 wide. You in there. You're not the number 1 receiver.
Yeah.
Go get in the slot. Get you a safety or linebacker to go bop, bop, bop real quick and get you, get little yards. Like, put him in advantageous. What's the boy's name?
Cohen.
Liam Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
Put him in an advantageous situation so he can show off his skill set. But like RC said, I don't think he's an amazing receiver. I really don't. I think he can play. He could be a lockdown man-to-man corner.
Mhm.
I don't
agree.
think he can go out there. He's not Jamar Chase.
Mhm.
He's not. You can name him off. He's all the top of Jetta. He's not
Yeah.
that. But I think he can go out there and be a
Me too.
lockdown corner. So play him at corner and have him a package. 11 personnel, you in there.
We got a comment. Correct me if I'm wrong. Podcast says niggas had to get good to be able to play at all, anywhere, gym, park, PE, league, etc. Nobody would pick you up. That's facts. That's facts. You had to at least get decent. You know what I mean? Get it. Like I knew the guys. I knew the kids that weren't athletically gifted at all, but they like hanging out at the basketball court. So they'll just work on being able to hit threes from the corner. I'm gonna just get cold at hitting threes from the corner, and then I'll try my best on defense. I can't offer nothing else. But they knew that. So they was like the first role players you ever saw. But you knew, like, you was cool with them being on your team because it's like, just go to your spot, chill over there. Your man try to sneak away. We're gonna hit you and go 2 for 5, go 2 or 3 for 5 in that corner. That's all we need you for. You know what I mean? Like, you had to go, like, we come from that. So Travis Hunter, we used to seeing unique special athletes like this. They putting that doubt on him. That's, you know what that is. It's this the NFL, y'all. We know what that is. We know.
Now you in the slot. Go find you a dummy to go work in the slot.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most advantageous way. But to Fred's point, you ain't playing 70 on both for 70. You ain't playing 140.
I know that's
Bro,
got to
you
be
gonna
tough.
die.
Yeah.
That's got to
You're
be
going
tough to
to
do.
die if you play 140 plays
Yeah,
a
and
game.
it comes down to trust too. Dion damn near his dad.
Yeah.
He trusted him. He knew what he's capable of doing.
Yeah.
And now this new transition to the NFL, you have to look at it and say, how could we get the most out of him? RC and I believe you can go from DB full-time, sprinkle in 20, 15, 20 plays here or there on offense, some reverses, some runoffs, some crossers,
Mhm.
just get in the way,
Mhm.
right? Bring attention to the play scheme, right?
Mhm.
Which will make the offense better just by having his presence, not the other way around, not
Mhm.
receiver and sprinkle in a defensive package. I think that would be a little bit more complicated. But it comes down to trust ultimately. Like, if they look at him and say, all right, we believe you're good at this.
Hey, listen, how much do the coach make? How much does the coach make? What's good? BB Etho, what's going on? 333 in the chat, man. Everybody salute BB Etho. I ain't seen you in here before. Welcome to the party, man. For sure. So this the thing with Trav though, man. I like what Fred is saying about him being primarily DB and then coming in. Oh, 7, what's going on, gang? Yeah, sir. So he said, like, I like what he's saying about Travis being in the slot. And then, being mostly a DB and then sprinkling in on offense. I think that'll be the most impactful. But I was gonna say, how much do they pay the coach? Like, the coach need to coach. You got a gem of a player, this jewel of a playmaker. He can clamp shit down on defense, but he's useful and can be combustible on offense. You got some other pieces on offense. You got Trevor Lawrence. You got, so the Jaguars the coach need to start coaching. It might be a game where his offensive presence is required a bit more, and you got to find ways to scale him back and get him rest on defense for certain games. You know what I mean? Like, coach, earn your money. Like, what we talking about? Give me the best players. Let me figure out how to go win. I got it. That's why they're giving them millions, right? Let's go.
This or great at this, and we need you more here. This is where you're going to eventually be. So I think that's what the Jags need to do. They need to do it now because they need to win.
So NFL day could be, depending on how they structure it, they say you work 8 to 4, right? It's a normal work day. Wednesday, Thursday are long days. Friday, you get out a little earlier. If you ever look at NFL teams, a lot of times defenders and offensive players are not very close, right? Like, defensive guys are normally really close to defensive guys. Usually you only get close to the offensive dude is they put y'all lockers near each other, because for 4 hours in the morning, I will not see him.
Yeah.
Right. We get to work. We have the team meeting. They have what they call breakouts when you go to your offensive or defensive side, and we don't see each other because it takes that much time to learn what you have to do to just play that side of the ball. Now, Travis Hunter will be thrust into a world where that's the way preparing for the game works against people who are only doing that, who are just as talented as he is, trying to do both. I think we're trying to simplify it, man, to like, what is going to be like when the ball kicked off? What is his life going to be like? And he already, and talking about load management, he wouldn't practice the first day of the week at Colorado when he was better than everybody in the country at what he did. At 21, 22 years old, people don't want to walk in and say, hey, man, when all these veterans are still practicing on Wednesday, you get the day off.
Hey, man, y'all got to take y'all emotions out of it. So now you talking about how the veterans going to feel about you being special. Y'all trying to win or what we doing? Y'all try this the highest level, y'all. We talking about the National Football League. Y'all trying to win or what we doing? And that's why guys like Ray Lewis was getting so much money for so long, because it wasn't just the play, it was the leadership. Because he was going to get y'all mind right. Hey, man, we got Travis Hunter. That young boy need to rest so he could do what he need to do for us on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays. You know how the NFL get. Ray Lewis would recalibrate the locker room's mentality about the young boy. Because Ryan Clark not bringing up a bad point, right? If you a 6-7 year vet in the NFL and you see the young boy coming in and he got special privileges and shit, he don't got to practice 2 days a week because he play both sides of the ball and he got to sit in the ice tub and just study film. You know, it could have you feeling some type of way. But your feelings don't have nothing to do with the mission. You feel me? And that's why, you know, so we'll see how it go, man. It's a lot swirling around for no reason, if you ask me.
It's going to take such a toll for that young man to do that.
And two, let's get it clear. NFL players, receivers, and corners are not scared of Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Like
We got a comment. He's only going to catch 50 to 70 balls on offense. That's perfect production. You talking about all season, 50 to 70? That's reasonable. That's reasonable. Especially if they impactful shots too, you know?
Like, y'all, what is it? What's the Cooper Flag?
Yeah.
Ain't,
Oh, yeah.
He going first. Y'all ain't talking about, right. Cooper Flag's on the way.
He gonna be tough.
Yeah, so at Colorado, he was that dude. He out there, everybody, oh, man, Travis Hunter. He's about to walk into a world with grown-ass men that is not worried about who he is.
Yeah.
I'm about to go get my check, and that I think that's going to be a transition too for him.
Great conversation, man. Great conversation. Great talk about that. But yeah, I think Travis Hunter gonna fare very well. I'm excited to see how he'll get used. I'm excited because he went to a team that's gonna allow him to do both. And I'm grateful to see what it is. I'm happy that he's not playing special teams. He don't need to dabble in that. I never really seen him do it in Colorado. So why start now? As long as he just, you know, stick to the script and step out of bounds and get down just to preserve his longevity in his career, you know, and as long as Trevor Lawrence don't throw the ball a little too high, you know, we're always too low more so than too high. You know what I mean? Then we'll be straight. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's we off that one, man. But that's another segment of the Classic Code Sports. Make sure y'all tap in on YouTube with Classic Codes Sports and subscribe to the channel for sure. All right, y'all, we moving into the last segment of the live. We moving into the code language conversation. And today we talking about belief versus support, right? So belief versus support, the code language conversation. Let's just get in. You know how I like to do, man. Let's look up the actual book definition of these words. So the definition of belief is an acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists, right? An acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. The second definition is trust, faith, or confidence in someone or something. That is what belief is, right? So let's look up the definition of support real quick. Definition of support. Give assistance to, especially financially, and able to function or act. That's the second definition. First definition, bear all or part of the weight of or hold up. The third definition, a thing that bears the weight of something or keeps it upright. Right? So support speaks to holding something up, bearing the weight. allowing something to stand or stay or steady itself, right? Belief versus support is a conversation that I've been discussing for many years in my music and conversations, because you need both. People who are entrepreneurial, they need belief and they need support. People who have aspirations of anything, you need both. But there is a difference, and one is superior to the other. So when it comes to support, for example, I'll use myself as an artist, as an entertainer, having events, having merchandise, having music, having different things that you want people and need, quite frankly, people to subscribe to rock with, to like, to love, to want to be a part of in order for you to gain income. You need that support for sure, because without it, you can't stand, you can't stay upright, right? Like the definition of support. However, the thing about belief versus support is belief actually carries you further than support. Let me explain. There's people who will support you from afar, because support you can do long range, you could do up close. Example, if I have a concert, someone could say, hey, I can't get into the state where the show is, in time to make it, but I want to donate, some tickets for you to give away or whatever. So I bought 5 off, I bought 5 tickets. That's support. Them telling somebody they know that knows a record exec about me that's in the area that could come to my concert on a whim, and I don't even know they're going to be there. That's belief. See, belief make you move different than support does. Support, like I said, it's necessary. You need people to spend. You need people to show up for whatever it is your aspirations are in some capacity. If you're a photographer, for example, you need people to support your business. They need pictures and you need them to come to you, right? That's going to be support. But in regards to believing in you, that's a person that's going to not only get pictures from you and spend some money to patron your business, but they're going to ask you for a stack of business cards, or they're going to share your social media work on their story without you asking or none of that. They're going to go turn your Yelp reviews up. You see what I'm saying? That belief going to make them move different. I think you top tier of what you do, and the world deserves to see your work. And I'm going to do whatever I can within my little, realm of control to make sure I do all I can to push you forward. Belief make you move different than support. You could support somebody just because you fuck with them. I got cousins that can't hoop, but I pull up to their games. I'm just supporting. I don't believe none of this shit. But you need both. You know what I'm saying? You need both. And but belief will carry you further, because belief is gonna have people doing stuff for you that you didn't even see, didn't ask for, didn't understand, didn't know, because they just feel they see something in you. You may see it in yourself too, but because they see it as well, they moving like you will move for yourself. They're not going to let that opportunity slip by without telling this person that's in your field that happens to be a shoulder or arm's reach away. They're not going to let this moment slip by to mention your name. That's belief. Support, that person to call you and be like, man, guess who I saw? You be like, man, who? Hey, man, I was sitting next to Rick Ross in the airport terminal. Oh, shit, you give him my IG or give him my information or give him my... Oh, I ain't want to bother him. But they'll call you and tell you about it. You shouldn't even have told me, shorty. You shouldn't even have told me you was right there. You see what I'm saying? That's that. So, yeah, man, there's a huge difference between the two. What y'all think about that, though, chat? Y'all understand where I'm coming from? Let me know if it's clear to y'all. But yeah, man, I think that it's a concept that we need to understand too, which one we're doing for others as well. Are you moving like a believer, or are you moving like a supporter for the people that's around you? I can honestly say that damn near everybody I know that has a business, I have sent them some money. I done sent somebody to get some pictures, or I didn't took some myself. I didn't sent somebody to go buy some merch. I didn't sent somebody to go listen to the music. I didn't sent somebody to the link to go buy tickets to the art show. I sent them some money. And that's because not only did I support them and buy something from their business, but I'm gonna tell everybody I know, because I think you could blow up. I really believe I think the superstar is next to me. I believe the superstar in the car with me. I don't go looking to the TV screen or go looking out to the platform or go looking in another state. I think the superstar right next to me. Diamond in the rough next to you. You still looking around trying to find it. Sometimes people can't find their glasses because they on their face. Motherfucker be looking for their glasses. You like, hey, you check the mirror? Yeah, man, I already opened the bathroom mirror. No, look in the mirror. Damn, I got my glasses on. Goof fast. But yeah, man, that's all I got for the code language conversation. We're going to end it like that. But so we moving into the chat Q&A. This is the fun part, man. Y'all was on fire earlier. Holla at me, chat. Y'all got any conversations y'all want to pick back up on, continue, or y'all got any questions y'all want to ask me about anything, any topic? It's a free-for-all. I'll give y'all a couple minutes, see if y'all got questions. If not, we going to call it one. But it's chat Q&A time, so y'all got to talk to me, man. It's been a solid hour. We running right on time, per usual. Let me know. It could be sports. It could be relationships. It could be society. It could be music. It could be whatever. And make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. The Classic Codes. It's the only way, man. It's the only way. Ain't nobody out working me on YouTube. We went full time, and the subs going up every day. I've literally been walking shit down. It's the only way, man. Yes, sir. Shout out, correct me if I'm wrong, podcast. Like I said, we coming back live this evening on YouTube one more time. Shout out BB Ethos, shout out JD, shout out Jack, shout out Cortez, shout out everybody that slid through, that's driving and can't type in the chat. Shout out. You know, it's all love on this side. I'm gonna give y'all one more minute, see if we got anything for chat Q&A. If not, we're gonna call it a day. Yup. I had a good ass question of the day yesterday that stumped me. I just posted the video today from my live. It was a good ass question of the day, but it wasn't no females in the chat to really answer it. And I felt like it was one of them questions that women got to answer. But I'm gonna ask y'all real quick. What is the average black woman's American dream today? What is the average black woman's American dream today? I'm gonna see if the chat's still with me. If not, like I say, we could call it one. But I couldn't find the answer. I feel like I used to know what the average black woman's American dream was. If you would have asked me when I was a kid, I probably would have answered you quick. If you would have asked me when I was a teenager, probably would have answered you quick. I didn't know I would have been wrong, but I probably would have answered you quick. But now I could genuinely say I don't know what the average black woman's American dream looks like. And is there one? Or is it just literally different from female to female at this point? What y'all think, chat? I already did my response to it. It's already posted. So I really didn't have an answer. I was borderline speechless. I did the best I could, though. But that one stumped me. And then I also asked, does it involve a husband? The average black woman's American dream, does it involve a husband? Yeah. So I haven't seen any comments on it yet. So I don't know what we're going to get as far as the consensus. But we're gonna let the needle move and see what the people got to say, because it stomped me for sure. But look like the chat gave me all the energy they had earlier, man. We're gonna tap out. It's been a good one. Heading that right at an hour and 5 minutes. So it's been right on time, man. We coming back live. I'm finna go get me something to eat real quick, get me a little workout in. And then we're going to be right back, man. But y'all know what it is. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. And if you don't do nothing else, stick to the codes. Another classic, man.
Classic Codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold.